Welcome everybody. Today's video is deal or no deal. Deal or no deal. Let's analyze the deal together and determine whether or not it's going to be a deal or a no deal. Okay? So, I have in front of me, and it is a pending property here in Edmonds, Washington. Look how close it is to the water. It does have water views. So, that is an important thing to note as we're going through this. It has water views. Okay, so from here it has water views. Believe me or not, it does. It has water views. I have been there. So, secondly, look at this. It's a big corner lot. The big deck that goes along here, and also it goes along here. So the trees are kind of covering it, but it has decks. So here's the location, and here's where we're at. Edmonds. Okay. Seattle, Bellevue, Edmonds. Okay. It's a little bit north of Seattle. Here's where we're at. So it's pending at $1.2 million. Now, what we need to talk about is how much rehab does it's going to take. So this is one number that we need to figure out. And to figure out if it's a deal or not. How much rehab does it need? So there's two different numbers that I have in mind. So one of them is going to be if, let's say, you're a general contractor, or you're paying cash, or anything like that, or you're a GC, or you can do the construction yourself, or you can do it with family. Then your cost is going to be about $300,000 to $325,000, based upon what I would want to do. You could definitely do it for less, or you could spend more. But for me to get the highest value with the least amount of money invested and completely transform the home and make it magnetic towards some buyers, I believe that you're going to need to spend somewhere between $300,000 to $350,000. $350,000 being like super high end finishes and materials and appliances and all this stuff, and going above and beyond with landscaping and the decks and views and everything else to the highest level. I think you get away with somewhere $300,000 to $325,000, which is a lot, and I understand. But if you were hiring a general contractor, for example, and paying a GC fee and taxes, you'd be paying closer to $410,000. So just by self-GCing or working with family or friends or doing it yourself, it's going to save you $85,000 or more on construction. Okay, just to give you guys a heads up. So I'm going to go and use the numbers from my perspective of either self-GCing, doing the work myself, or, like I said, self-GCing is what I would plan to do if I were to buy this, which I'm not, because unfortunately I do not have it under contract. I did make an offer on it, but I did not win it. So that's okay. So it's pending with somebody else. So it's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 3,420 square feet. You could make it 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, maybe 4.5 bathrooms. So if you do that, what's called after repair value, after rehab value, shoots up a lot. And so, well, what is it, might you say? Well, if you spend the $325,000, it's closer to $2 million. $2 million. Now, let's just do some simple math. Investing is all about math. So now we have what it'd be worth, and we have what the construction is. Let's just say $325,000, and we have the price, 1.2. Now, I did not offer 1.2. I did not get enough value out of 1.2. So instead, I offered $1 million, as you can see in this calculator. And, I have different financing than most people. But let's just say this. So if you did this and you had to hold it for, let's just say, 14 months, and you got it $1 million, and the ARV is that, does it pencil? Well, technically, yes, but not that great. So let's go back. Let's say this is 11 months. Okay, now it's a little bit better. Okay. Now, if it's not, can you do it in 10 months? I think you can do it in 10 months. So now you're at that. Now, that's a decent return, but it's not great. And this is the purchase price of that. So now if you go purchase price of this, now all of a sudden, holy moly, that's great. So now this is more realistic. This is really, really cutting it close. So I'm going to say at least 12. It could be more. So here we go. At a $1 million purchase price, $325,000 in ARV, you're left with $383,000 net profit, total ROI of 25%. Now, let's just say for whatever reason, you want to be conservative with your exit value, and so you say 1.9. Well, guess what? What we're looking for here, ladies and gentlemen, is a total ROI percentage of 15%. Well, this is greater than that. Again, this is with hard money, 10% down payment, and this is your total cash in. Okay, but you're not paying for the rehab, so you don't even have to put that down. So you're really 10% down of this, which would be still a lot of money, but it's $100,000. Now, they might require 20% down in order to fund this much rehab, in which case your purchase price would be $200,000. Okay, in terms of money in. Purchase price is $1 million, but money down payment would be $200,000. You would want to probably have another $150,000, $200,000 in reserves. That way you can cover, probably at least $150,000. You can cover carrying costs. Because, right, your carrying costs are going to be this. Okay. Total of this. So $146,000 over 12 months. So what is $146,000 over 12 months? Well, let's figure that out. So $146,000, 419 divided by 12 is $12,200 every month. Every month. You're also going to pay probably utilities on top of that. So that's 12,200. Hold on. Utilities are 2191 divided by 12. So that is another 182. So that's, let's call it $12,400 a month. Taxes, 9,428 divided by 12, 785. So now you're at $13,000, maybe 13,100. Okay. Oh, insurance, I forgot that. 13,100, 7,600 divided by 12, 633. So now we're at 13,700. $13,700 every single month you hold this property, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the benefit is, if let's say you do put 20% down, a company might front $325,000, so you don't have to pay this out of pocket. And this is saying, this is 325. And this is saying, hey, if you do that, your carrying costs are going to be this, your buying costs are going to be this, your selling costs are going to be this. Now, I'm also a listing agent. So I'm going to list it myself. I'm going to pay myself probably 1% at this price point. So now, guess what? It's gotten even better. Yay. Yay. Fantastic. Yay. About 15%. Okay. 325 rehab, $1 million price, $250,000. Okay. So yes, this was a deal, and I missed out on it. Now, to be honest, I wrote the offer for $1 million. I was trying to get it for $950,000. So if I do that, look what happens. You're talking $500,000 in net profit. We're talking about a total ROI of 37%. And let's say again, let's be conservative and say you only get 1.9. Okay, that's still, let's say you only get 1.9, and let's say this is 12. So let's say it takes longer and the price is lower, which I think this would be higher. I think this is accurate, but I think this would be higher. Okay, at 950, you still at a 22.5% total ROI, which is like 7.5% greater than what we need it to be. And then a resale profit of $324,000. This is still a fantastic deal. Okay, so this is how so I use these tools, I use these calculators. This is free for Washington, by the way. Free tool. You can go to lotside.com and you just type in the address. Again, here's the more information about the property. Here's some photos of it. One of the things that would be crucial to get that ARV was that there's these trees right here in the front. All of these trees in the front would need to go. So you need to do an arborist report, and all those trees would need to go. In addition to that, there's this little front deck right here. This is only 3 feet wide. So it need to be expanded another probably 3 or 4 feet to actually make it more functional and usable. Also, you see that these windows are great. But what if from here all the way over here was one giant accordion door or 2 giant sliding glass doors out to your deck with water views? Wouldn't that add some more value? Also, redoing this, organizing thing, redoing this whole kitchen, opening it up more. Okay, opening this up more. Redoing the bathrooms, redoing the decks and the top of the deck, and then also all the railings. Turning this, cleaning it up and turning it into a koi pond. Structuring this, landscaping this so it's a Japanese garden. Yeah. Badass, bro. This would be such a sweet property for a Japanese garden, by the way. And like, imagine Japanese garden in Edmonds with this deck and like a koi pond and like sand and stone and like all sorts of things, like some other statues and stuff. Yeah. I had some great visions for this place. I was super stoked. So this is the quote unquote, one of the primary bedrooms. So imagine now clearing rid of this window and putting in a giant sliding glass door out to the deck, by the way, because the deck it's right here. You can't see it, but it's right there. And all this would be redone. Here's the downstairs area. This would be like a wet bar area, a drink beverage area. So I put in a wine fridge here, and maybe a dishwasher, ice maker, display of bottle rack or wine, another wine rack there, and this little kitchen area here. This is it. So chilled beverage container here or ice maker. Leave the sink, remove this, put in a dishwasher or an ice maker. You leave this countertop, remove this, turn this into a display. It's backlit, so you can display all the bottles. Put a wine rack up here. And the other corner here, there's a giant fridge. Again, redo this, just replacing the cabinets and all this stuff. Replacing all these bathrooms, getting rid of the furnace, redoing this. This is another primary downstairs. So again, putting a sliding glass door right here. So it's 2 sliding glass doors and then a giant accordion door. Just opening it up, getting even more light, and also access to the exterior. Down here, there would be a bunch of oversized pavers with sand. The sand would have like those little, or maybe even like a table with sand where the like magnetic ball rolls around. Okay, we model the shower. Here's the little deck. So imagine this, but expanded out like 4 feet. Dude, that would be so awesome. And again, this is the Japanese garden section down where you'd open up the sliding glass door right here. This would all be like sand, but with pavers and plants. So green plants, sand, like in clean and like well kept sand, organized sand, and then pavers. and koi pond. Yeah, dude. And replace some of this landscaping with more Japanese style, Japanese garden theme. And also I would implement some Japanese architecture into the exterior structure of the house as well. Like this right here would be so cool. I'm telling you, man, like, so you got to get rid of, but in order to make this work, you got to get rid of this tree, and this tree. This tree didn't block much of anything. This tree's, we just trim it back or maybe remove it. But this tree's fine. This tree is fine. This tree blocked a lot of the view from the decks, so the deck's here, and this tree right here, and this tree as well. So this tree, and this tree would all have to go, and maybe this tree too. So we need an arborist report to remove those. But if you could remove these two and this tree in particular, these three trees right here, you expanded this deck out here, man, you'd have one giant deck like that. Seriously. It'd be huge. And then it goes down to a lower deck with a fire pit. And then you have another lower area down there, down to like the koi pond. Like, this is just, oh my gosh. I love this. This is like a project I really wanted to get into. I think it's really, really cool. But again, I had to get at the right price. And my price was not the highest offer. So, all right, well, there you go. This was the first video of Deal or No Deal. Let me know what you think. If you want to submit your own deal or property for review, if you have an off-market deal or on-market, I'm happy to take a look at them. Please go ahead and send them to Cam at camandersongroup.com. And in the subject line, put Deal or No Deal for a YouTube video. Okay? And I will go ahead and do my best, depending on how many I get, but I will go through them and I will create a video analyzing your deal. I'm breaking it down for you. Okay? All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.